Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching. And I wanted to do a quick energy update, and I will be doing more of these because I've been getting my butt kicked by the universe. I don't know about you guys, but this past weekend we had that very powerful Scorpio full moon, which was very cathartic. It was very much of a purging type of energy, and I know a lot of us on this ascension journey are probably tired of purging. We're tired of all of the changing and shifts, but nobody promised us an easy journey, right? When we volunteered to do this work, we didn't know it was going to be this challenging. One of the things one of my teachers said this weekend made a whole lot of sense. She said that we expect that when we're on this spiritual journey for things to get easier, to get lighter, that we're not going to have to deal with any density or darkness. She said, unfortunately, that is not an option that was given to us in this third dimension, okay? As we are ascending, we will be releasing more and more of that density, but we're still in the third dimension, okay? Some of us are lower fourth, but we're still there as far as the physical world is concerned, and we're subject to these higher and lower frequencies. And so I feel like, you know, even though this is a spiritual journey, on an intellectual level, we need to understand that. We need to understand that we are subject to these frequencies. Now, where free will comes in is that we have a choice as to how we're going to process these energies, right? Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. You know, it's hard to make the sacrifices that we've had to make, and you know, separate from people and have these dark nights of the soul, have all these physical symptoms, and you know, people not understanding you maybe in your world. But the thing is, we are never alone. We are never alone, and it's so ironic that we have to be alone to realize that we're not alone. I'm sitting out here in nature, and there's people walking around. You know, the elementals are here. I can definitely feel that because we have these waves coming in that are going to stir up the elements. Aluna Ash confirmed that. Like, I see there being like really weird weather patterns. I digress. But anyways, a lot of what's going on right now is releasing the old energy so that we can bring in this new energy. That's part of the reason why I've been pretty inconsistent with making videos, because I've been going through this process of extreme purging. Like, even one of my psychic friends confirmed that for me, that what I'm dealing with right now is a lot of ancestral karma coming up, things that have been in my family line, a lot of poverty, contracts are being broken, a lot of lack of self-worth contracts are being broken, and I know a lot of us light workers are feeling that. And I also got confirmation too that even though there are, you know, there's an estimate that there's about 2 million light workers on the planet, there's only going to be a few of us out of that number, okay, in comparison, that actually do the work. Like, I think that we all have the light codes, us light workers that are on this journey. We have the codes, we have the possibilities, the potentials within us, but in order for us to activate these potentials, we've got to be able to travel into these lighter and darker frequencies within ourselves and within the world around us, right? Because that is part of our mission, is to expose those things. And we have to start with ourselves. And it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. But I feel like this past, with the Scorpio full moon and all of these solar waves that we've had coming in, and all of these energy waves that we've had coming in, is to clear these energies, right? It's kind of like a shit or get off the pot type of situation right now. And it's not going to get any easier as far as the work that we need to do. Now, I don't want it to sound like this work is difficult and trying, even though it can be sometimes, it feels like that. But ultimately, we need to look at it from a higher perspective and know that it's a part of the process. It's a part of the process. Healing ourselves, which is very challenging, is part of the process. Standing in our truth, which is going to trigger some people. It's even going to cause us to separate from some people. But that's a part of the process, because in order for us to show people the way, we have to be in our own truth. And it's not an easy thing to do when there's so many people still comfortable with living a lie, but that's going to change because the energies coming in are moving in like a wave, okay? Some of us that are more sensitive, we feel this before other people, and I'm so grateful that I'm aware. Aren't you grateful that you're aware? I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you're halfway awake at least, but you understand that all of that is a part of it. Okay, and that we have to be able to go through those trying times with grace and with trust and with perseverance, knowing that it's hills and valleys. It's hills and valleys, right? And so I think that the easier it is for us to sit with our emotions as opposed to believing that whole, what I call the light worker lie, that everything is supposed to be love and light and we're supposed to focus on all the good. That's bullshit. As my teacher said, we are subject to lighter and darker frequencies as long as we are inhabiting this earth plane. What I think the most important thing to remember is integration, which is shadow work, okay? Which means that you look at those aspects of yourself. And even in situations where you're in conflict with somebody else, that's really a reflection of you, okay? You're willing to look at that, own it, not internalize it, not personalize it, but own it and say, hey, this is what's happening. This is how I feel. This is what is occurring. Now, angels, teachers, guides, God, Goddess, I need your help. I need your help to get through this situation. I need your help to process what's going on, and they will come in, okay? Most of us now know that there are invisible forces around us, that we have guides and teachers and angels, but they're very close to us right now. They're not going to do the work for us. That is not their role. Their role is to support us in doing our work. But we have to ask for the help. So don't be afraid to ask for that help as we go through this week, especially the 18th, which was a couple of days ago. Today's May 20th as I'm recording this, but as we go through this week, we're going to experience a lot of upheaval on an emotional level, on a physical level, on a spiritual level, things that need to go so that new energy can come in. So spend some time in nature like I'm doing, spend some time near water, right? This is a beautiful lake. Spend some time in solitude. One thing that's really been coming up for me is that, you know, meditation is great. We all need to meditate, but it's not to be used for escapism, okay? We meditate, we get the answers, we get the confirmation, and then we take action. But we don't stay in that space of moving around in the spiritual fog because we have a job to do, and that requires taking action. So once we get that intuitive nudge, and it may be scary. A lot of this is very scary. I've had to make some decisions this weekend that have scared the crap out of me. But you know what? I know that I'm going to be supported. I know that I'm being guided in these decisions, and I'm okay with it being scary. I'm okay with that now. I've been very transparent about my journey on this channel, and I've been through some of the worst things. I had to think about that. Like, what am I afraid of? Everything that I could have possibly been afraid of, I've already been through it. I know what it feels like, and I also know that I've gotten through that, and I've been supported and guided, and all of my needs have been met. Yes, the fear was there, absolutely, but I also had the support. And so that's what we need to remember, that through the worst of your days, you have never been alone. You've always had the support and guidance, but that does not exempt you from feeling these emotions. That does not exempt you from having to do your shadow work, okay? So I hope this was helpful for you. I look forward to talking to y'all more. I'm clearing energies. I'm getting that energetic reset just like the rest of you. And I pray that all is well in your world, okay? Have a wonderful day. Namaste.